Imagine waking up one morning to discover that everything we thought we knew about clean energy was suddenly outdated. No more waiting hours to charge a car. No more endless debates about rare earth metals. Just water, something so ordinary that we drink it, wash with it, and walk past it every day, suddenly turned into the fuel of the future. That's exactly what Elon Musk just hinted at. After years of dismissing hydrogen and calling it a dead end, he's now revealed a new kind of water engine that could flip the auto industry upside down. Some people are calling it the boldest move of his career, others think it's impossible. But if Musk is right, this invention won't just change how we drive, it could rewrite the entire playbook of global energy. So what makes this water engine so different? Why is Musk suddenly betting on a technology he once mocked? And could this strange twist actually replace both gasoline and electric batteries? Let's dive in because the story behind this engine isn't just about cars. It's about the future of the planet, the balance of power in the energy world, and maybe even the survival of humanity itself. For years, Elon Musk made fun of hydrogen power. He even called hydrogen fuel cells fool cells, claiming batteries were the only real path forward. And for a long time, he seemed right. Tesla dominated the electric vehicle race while hydrogen cars struggled to get any traction. But then came the wall. Tesla's giant 4680 battery project, the one meant to supercharge range and cut costs, hit serious roadblocks. The delays were so frustrating that Musk, for the first time, began looking for alternatives, and that's when everything changed. Out of nowhere, Musk shocked his followers on X, the app once known as Twitter, by announcing a pivot that nobody saw coming. Tesla would no longer be a battery-only company. Instead, he unveiled a bold new plan centered around something he once trashed: hydrogen. And not just hydrogen in the old-fashioned way either. Musk introduced what he called a water engine, a system designed to be faster, cleaner, and more efficient than anything we've seen before. It wasn't just a side project, it was presented as Tesla's next big leap. This flip left both fans and critics stunned. After years of mocking the idea, why would Musk suddenly embrace it? So what exactly is this so-called water engine, and why is it such a big deal? At its core, the idea sounds almost too simple. Instead of burning gasoline or relying only on giant batteries, Musk's new system uses water as the starting point for energy. Through a process called reverse electrolysis, the engine takes ordinary water, breaks it down into hydrogen and oxygen, then recombines them inside a fuel cell to produce electricity. The only thing that comes out of the tailpipe is clean water vapor. Think about that for a second. No carbon dioxide, no toxic fumes, just harmless mist disappearing into the air. But here, where Musk's twist comes in. Traditional hydrogen cars need massive infrastructure to produce and transport hydrogen fuel. Tesla's design, however, aims to make the hydrogen right when you need it, using renewable power like solar or wind. That means no endless trucks hauling dangerous tanks, no storage nightmares, just clean energy made on the spot. And that's why the water engine isn't just another fancy science project. It's designed to solve the exact problems that kept hydrogen cars from going mainstream in the first place. But here's the real question: how does this water engine stack up against gas engines and electric cars we already know? On paper, the numbers don't just look good, they look revolutionary. The water engine produces instant torque, just like an EV, but with the added benefit of nearly unlimited range as long as you can refill the water and generate the hydrogen. No waiting hours at a charging station, no fear of a battery degrading after a few years. And here's the kicker: this system could theoretically double or even triple the lifespan of a typical car. Why? Because there's no heavy battery pack weighing everything down and no combustion engine parts constantly wearing out. Instead, you get a sleek, almost maintenance-free powertrain built for endurance. Another jaw-dropping advantage: refueling speed. While today's EV drivers can spend 30 minutes or more tied to a charger, a water engine car could refuel in minutes, closer to what we're used to with gasoline. That's a huge deal for people who want convenience without sacrificing sustainability. But the biggest advantage isn't just about performance numbers, it's about independence. Imagine never being locked into oil markets, never depending on a fragile charging grid, and never worrying about skyrocketing fuel prices. For Tesla, this isn't just about cars, it's about rewriting the rules of energy freedom. Still, every breakthrough comes with its own hurdles. and the challenges facing this water engine might be bigger than anyone expects. Of course, every groundbreaking idea comes with a reality check, and the water engine is no exception. The first major challenge is efficiency. While splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen is possible, it takes energy to do it. Critics argue that the process can sometimes use more power than it produces, making it less efficient than just plugging in an EV. If Tesla can't crack that equation, the dream of free, endless fuel could crumble. Then there's the infrastructure problem. Even if Tesla cars create their own hydrogen, scaling that up across millions of vehicles will require new systems for distribution, refueling, and regulation. And right now, the world just isn't built for that. Safety is another sticking point. Hydrogen may be clean, but it's also highly flammable. That means Tesla would need bulletproof safety measures to win public trust, because one high-profile accident could turn the entire project into a global headline for the wrong reasons. And finally, let's not forget the critics inside the EV industry. Some experts call the water engine a distraction, accusing Musk of chasing headlines instead of focusing on practical solutions. Others say this is just another too-good-to-be-true story, destined to fade away like so many failed tech experiments. But if there's one thing Elon Musk has proven, it's that he thrives on challenges. And he's not the only one betting on water, because history shows that this idea has been around for decades. Here's the thing, Elon Musk isn't the first person to chase the dream of running cars on water. In fact, whispers of water-powered engines go back decades. One of the most famous cases was Stanley Meyer in the 1990s. He claimed to have built a car that ran entirely on water using a special fuel cell. The story exploded in the media with promises of unlimited clean energy, but just as quickly as it appeared, it vanished. Meyer died suddenly under mysterious circumstances, and many believe his invention was buried with him. To this day, conspiracy theories swirl around whether big oil companies played a role in keeping that technology hidden. And it wasn't just Meyer. Over the years, dozens of inventors have popped up claiming to unlock the secret of water fuel, only to disappear from the spotlight, some silenced by lawsuits, others by technical failures that never quite added up. So why is Musk different? Unlike lone inventors tinkering in garages, Tesla has the money, the labs, and the global platform to actually make the idea real. That's why the revival of the water engine isn't just a weird flashback to failed experiments. It's a genuine attempt to drag a legendary idea into the mainstream. But here's the twist: if Musk really succeeds, the fallout won't just reshape the car industry. It could upend entire economies built on oil, gas, and even traditional electricity. If Tesla pulls this off, the winners and losers won't just be car companies, it could shake the foundations of entire nations. Think about the oil giants. Countries whose economies rely almost entirely on exporting crude could see their cash flow vanish overnight. The Middle East, Russia, even parts of Africa and South America could be staring down an economic crisis unlike anything seen before. For decades, oil has been called black gold. If water engines replace it, that gold suddenly turns worthless. Then there's the auto industry itself. Legacy companies like Toyota, GM, and Ford have invested billions into either gas or battery electric platforms. If Musk leapfrogs both with water, many of those investments could collapse. Overnight, Tesla could jump from being one of the biggest EV players to controlling the next era of transportation altogether. And let's not forget governments. Tax revenue from gasoline sales funds highways, infrastructure, and countless public programs. If that disappears, entire systems would need to be reimagined. Some leaders would fight tooth and nail to slow the rise of water engines, even if the technology works perfectly. But the biggest losers? The powerful corporations who spent decades building monopolies on oil and electricity. And history shows us one thing: when powerful industries are threatened, they don't go down without a fight. So the real question isn't just can Musk make this technology work, it's whether the world will even allow it. So is this the moment where history finally changes? Or is the water engine destined to join the long list of inventions that promised the world and delivered nothing? What makes this different is Musk himself. Love him or hate him, he has a track record of dragging impossible ideas into reality. Electric cars were once laughed at, now they're everywhere. Rockets were supposed to stay in space until SpaceX landed them like clockwork. And now he's starring at the one challenge that could make both oil and batteries look outdated in a single move. If the water engine becomes real, we won't just be talking about new cars. We'll be talking about a new world where fuel wars, rising gas prices, and battery shortages might fade into history. A future where clean energy isn't just a dream but something as common as turning on a tap. But here, the truth, until Tesla shows the world a working prototype, all of this remains a mix of bold vision, speculation, and controversy. And that's exactly why people can't stop talking about it. Because if there's even a chance this is real, it could be the most disruptive invention of the 21st century. The question now isn't just whether it's possible. The real question is, if the water engine does work, who's really ready for the future it creates? But let's take a step back and imagine the what if. What if Tesla actually unveils a fully functional water engine next year? Imagine the chaos. Stock markets would explode, oil prices could plummet overnight, and entire industries would scramble to adapt. Tesla's valuation might soar past anything we've seen before, while traditional automakers could face their darkest hour. And what if governments step in? Would they embrace the change or block it to protect the status quo? After all, fuel taxes and energy monopolies aren't just business, they're the backbone of global power. On the flip side, what if this all collapses? What if the water engine turns out to be nothing more than a flashy headline? It wouldn't be the first time the world got swept up in a tech promise that fizzled out. The backlash against Musk could be massive, shaking confidence not just in Tesla but in his entire empire. That's the razor's edge this story walks. One path leads to a future that rewrites history. The other, another reminder that some ideas are just too good to be true. And maybe that's exactly why people can't stop watching. Because deep down, we all want to know, are we standing on the edge of a revolution or just staring at another mirage in the desert? Behind all the science, politics, and speculation, there's something even more important: the human impact. Think about the millions of families who struggle every time gas prices spike. A water engine could mean never having to choose between filling the tank or paying the bills. For developing nations, it could mean energy independence for the first time ever, breaking free from the grip of expensive oil imports. Then there's the environmental side. Imagine cities without smog, kids growing up breathing clean air, and oceans no longer at risk from oil spills. The ripple effect on public health, quality of life, and even global stability would be massive. But there's also a more personal question hiding here. What does this mean for us, the everyday people watching from the sidelines? If history really is about to change, how prepared are we to embrace it? Because whether you believe in Musk's vision or not, one thing is certain: if the water engine ever becomes reality, it won't just change technology. It will change how we live, how we work, and how we imagine the future itself. And maybe that's why this story is so magnetic. It's not just about Tesla or Musk or even the car industry. It's about us and the kind of world we want to leave behind. Whenever a breakthrough like this appears, the rumors start flying, and the water engine is no exception. Some people believe that technology like this has existed for decades, only to be buried by powerful industries protecting their profits. Stories circulate about inventors who suddenly disappeared, patents that mysteriously got locked away, and projects that were quietly shut down before they ever reached the public. Coincidence, or something more deliberate? And then there's Elon Musk himself. To his fans, he's the fearless innovator finally willing to challenge the giants who kept this tech hidden. But to his critics, this is just another headline stunt designed to pump up hype and distract from Tesla's ongoing struggles. The conspiracy theories don't stop there. Some say governments would never allow the water engine to succeed because energy monopolies are simply too valuable to lose. Others whisper that if Musk pushes too far, he could face the same fate as inventors who came before him. Of course, nobody knows the full truth, but one thing is clear: the very existence of these rumors shows just how disruptive this idea really is. If people are already imagining cover-ups and hidden agendas, it means the water engine is touching a nerve that goes way deeper than cars. And that leads to the biggest question of all: if this technology is real, will the world ever truly be ready for it? Cars might just be the beginning. If Elon Musk's water engine delivers on its promise, the ripple effect could spread across every corner of transportation and beyond. Picture this: planes soaring through the skies, powered not by dirty jet fuel but by clean hydrogen from water. Aviation is one of the biggest carbon polluters on Earth. Imagine cutting that footprint down to almost zero. The roar of engines could be replaced by the quiet hum of hydrogen power, giving us a future of cheaper flights, cleaner skis, and guilt-free travel. Now think about shipping. Massive cargo ships burning heavy fuel oil currently dump more pollution into the air than millions of cars combined. A water-powered engine could flip that script, turning the world's trade routes green while saving billions in fuel costs. Cleaner oceans, cleaner ports, cleaner air for the entire planet. But it doesn't stop there. Factories, heavy machinery, even entire power grids could be redesigned around water energy. With solar and wind producing hydrogen through electrolysis, water engines could act like giant, clean batteries for whole cities, storing renewable energy and releasing it whenever it's needed. This isn't just about better cars. It's about rewiring the way humanity moves, builds, and powers its world. And if Tesla leads the charge, it won't just be a car company anymore. It could become the backbone of a completely new energy revolution. So here's the question I'll leave you with: if this future is possible, who's really ready for it? And more importantly, do you think Musk can actually pull it off? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss what could be the biggest story of our lifetime.